Hey everyone, Mark Buffa here again from Spectre Pro Shop Software, and this series is a two-parter. So it's going to be Mark's favorite Pro Shop tools. So this is going to be the first, is going to be all the musts, and then the second part is going to be the nice to haves. But obviously, you know, we're in a nice Pro Shop here with a couple drill presses. We have most of the nice to haves, and it's fun to see when we do these videos that are like, oh, this is cool, this is neat. So again, just something. Over the years, I've been drilling since I'm 16, so yeah, I guess that, what is it, 26 years now? I've been drilling, more than that, actually. Gotta do the math, gotta do the mental math, yeah, pushing old man here. So, yeah, Unk Buffa. So, I've, over the years, have accumulated a lot of wealth in terms of Pro Shop tools, and some things that I've liked, disliked, but again, just really nice to have. So looking forward to doing this series for you. So first up, you need a really good drill press, okay? So you can drill, having given the ball drilling classes for years now, I've seen drills of all sizes and shapes, but really what you need to do a good job is going to be a good milling machine. And in my opinion, a must-have is going to be your digitals today. With the advent of interchangeables, different types of core technologies, different, you know, the need to have more than one bowling ball, you need to be able to repeat. Nobody has a round digit. You need to be able to do ovals, trapezoidal cuts, you need to do all that, and having the digital readout is a godsend. I know probably in the comments people will say, I've been drilling balls for 30 plus years without digitals. I'm sorry to say, but in today's day and age, without it, it's a lot harder to duplicate. Now, if you can duplicate and you've been doing it like that for 30 years, props to you. But teaching your next of kin to do that is going to be extremely difficult. That's why we also created in Spectre Pro Shop Software. The oval calculator is to make that process a hell of a lot easier. Next up is going to be your fitting tools. So we've seen in multiple of our videos, I like using a combination of the BT ball fitter and the innovative fitting ball. Again, there's other tools out there like the Jayhawk fitting ball as well. Whatever floats your boat, as long as you have something and you know how to use it properly, that is definitely a must-have. Next up is going to be a combination of span gauges. So you will have your steel span ruler, which is going to be your all-purpose tool to take some small measurements here and there. However, I do not suggest using this as a span gauge because there's going to be some discrepancies between where this pin is located on different span gauges. So I don't like using this for measuring spans on a ball. This is where your precision gauge, like a John L. span gauge, or also the Versa tool, come in play. So when you have a hole drilled in a ball, this is going to be what you're going to be using for measuring the span. So have a steel span ruler, but also have one of these dedicated span devices. These go an absolute long way. And out of the two for measuring span, in my book, this takes the cake, the John L. span gauge. Also, Innovative has a version of this, so make sure to check those out. Next up in your must-haves is going to be your ProSect. This is the Turbo ProSect. What is good about this is it has your span measurements and also your degrees. So when doing layouts, this is indispensable. Every pro shop should have one of these in their equipment rack. Next up is going to be the Armadillo. This thing's been around since ages. Okay, kudos to Mo Pinnell for inventing this with AMF. Still has the old school AMF logo on it. This was created as a layout tool back in the day, but now is used mostly to check PAPs. So this is indispensable for that. However, if you're good with the ProSect, you could also use this to check PAPs. So is it a must? I still categorize it as being a must because it is one of those things that makes your job a whole lot easier. So make sure to have an Armadillo in your stash as well. All right, so the cameraman did say something as a must, and that's going to be your grease pencils. Okay, so this is by far one of the most indispensable things. Now, there could be also in the comments the debate of grease pencils versus scribing. Now, yes, okay, a scribe is going to be the most precise way to do it. However, when a client is paying several $100s for a bowling ball, I don't think scratching it is a good thing to do. You can get good enough lines with a grease pencil as long as you have a good enough sharpener. Now, the general consensus in the Pro Shop community is that these things break. Yes, they are fragile. These are old school Telescore pencils from Brunswick. We've got a whole bunch here in stock. But what I do find about these is that if you use a good mechanically fed pencil sharpener, these tend to not break as much. So if you are using an electrical sharpener, go away from it. Go back to the hand wound one, and you're gonna see a big difference in the longevity and also the sharpness of your pencil. So little pro tip there if you have trouble with them breaking all the time. Next up, your hand tools. There's a ton of them around. Make sure you have all of them. So you're gonna have a combination of your bevel knives, your rasps, your pulling tools, your sanding tools, your sanding discs. Those all go a long way, and those are must-haves. Or they might be expensive, but they still last a lifetime, okay? These things are good to go for ages. This thing's been in here for God knows how long, and it's still good to go. So make sure you keep a nice rack full of things. As you can see here, we've got our sanding tools. Actually, Innovative does sell a nice kit, the red-handed kit, which comes with absolutely everything in it, including the insert pullers, okay? So make sure to check those out. Get every hand tool, goes a long way. Make sure you have them all. Okay, next must-have is going to be our drill bit rack. This might sound a little bit taboo, but I've been in tons of centers where there's some drill bits that might be missing out of the rack. Now, if you don't have the budget to have a full 44 or 41 drill bit set, that's totally fine. But at least make sure that if you only have, like, let's say a 24 bit where you only have the 30 seconds, that's totally fine as well. But just make sure that they're clean, they're sharp, that you're maintaining them properly, okay? I know that Innovative and Jayhawk have solutions for you to send your drill bits over to them and get them maintained. Please do that. You might also find some local guys, but be wary of that and make sure that they're sharpening them properly. We're here in Canada, we have a local source. We're able to do these quite often. We drill a lot of bowling balls here, so we tend to sharpen these about twice a year. So make sure to keep them fresh. Also a nice to have, make sure you have a couple of 30 seconds at your disposal, because this is the drill bit that takes the biggest beating. So make sure that you have a couple of these at the ready. Lastly is going to be a good plug cutter. I don't recommend using a router in today's day and age. Getting a good plug cutter that just goes onto your drill press, put your drill press at 0, cut it. That's going to be the easiest way to cut ball plug and cut down slugs or interchangeables using a good quality plug cutter. So plug cutters come in 2 different shapes and sizes. You've got the traditional plug cutter, which is going to be wide enough to do 2 fingers when plugging. This is going to be your must-have. The smaller turbo cutter is a great tool. I don't classify it as being a must-have. It's going to be in the nice-to-haves later on, but definitely, again, have yourself a good plug cutter. And also, pro tip, do not sharpen these. If you can, replace the blade or send it in to someone like a Jayhawk or an Innovative this world that knows how to sharpen these properly, because you could really mess this up. Next up is going to be the interchangeable systems. Now you might say, Mark, it's not really a must-have. I'm sorry, today in 2026, you need to have at least one of these systems in your pro shop. All the systems out on the market, in my opinion, are very good. Now it just becomes pick your poison. Do you like Turbo? Do you like Jopo? Do you like Vice? Pick one. We've got all the videos on how to install those on our channel. Make sure to check those out. But by far, this is one of the most indispensable things in your pro shop, is to have one trusty system. Now, in a pro shop of this volume, we've got everything under the sun. So that becomes now more of the nice to haves, but as a must, stick to one system, have it, keep this nice and locked. Don't move this around. Make sure it's good to go and keep this sharp. Okay. Again, if you watch our videos, we show the multi-step process to keep this fresh. Make sure to check that out, but definitely in today's day and age, an interchangeable system is a must in my opinion. And last but not least, the most important thing in your pro shop is the spec sheets. No, it's not. It's going to be Spectre Pro Shop software. So no matter if you use paper, maybe you're not using Spectre as of yet, as long as you keep, I know that was might have made you laugh, but as long as you keep your spec sheets well organized, be it electronically or on paper, as long as you keep good records of your clients as they walk in, as the fit changes, as they keep getting older. You know, we've worked with Jacob here that's holding the camera. We've worked with him for years now already. I've seen him when he was 14 to now where he's 22. His hand has changed over the years. So to have all those changes of fit on file, be it on paper or on digital, becomes a great tool and basically the must-have in a pro shop. So for more information about Spectre Pro Shop software, please head over to spectrebowling.com. reach out to us in the feedback section or down in the comments below of this video, and I'd be more than happy to help you out with that. Hopefully this video, part 1 of 2, was interesting to you, and in the next video we're going to talk about some of these other tools that we have behind us as little nice to haves in your pro shop. So again, my name is Mark Buffa. We'll see you in the next video.